Hello everyone and welcome back to CodeChef. In this video, we are going to learn the most important SQL commands, which are the commands that you will use almost every single day while working with real-time databases. So far, you have learned how data is stored in tables. Now comes the big question. How do we retrieve meaningful data from thousands or even millions of records? So that is where the SQL query commands come in. In this video, you will learn the use of select command in SQL, distinct keyword, where clause and between operator in SQL. And all these commands will form the basic foundation of SQL querying for you. If you master these, then learning advanced SQL will become very easy for you. So let's get started. Select command in SQL. The select command is used to retrieve data from a database table. It does not modify data, it only reads and displays data. Basic syntax of select. Select column name from table name semicolon. So this is a basic syntax for using the select command in SQL, where we are simply writing the column name that we want to be displayed in the output and the table name from which the column has to be retrieved. As we have seen in my last video, we use the select command to display the content of the table in the output. Why select is important? Select command is used to fetch the required information. It is used to view table contents, analyze data, create reports and perform filtering and conditions. Now let us go to the CodeChef platform and see how to use select command in SQL. Select star from flights semicolon. So here select, it is a keyword which will be used as it is. Then star. Star means to display all the records which are there in the table. From, it will be used as it is, and then flights, it is the table name whose data we want to retrieve, and semicolon. Now let's see what's the task for us. Write a query which does the following. Let us fetch the entry specifically from two columns, passenger name and gender. So here in the example, we have seen the table name is flights, and from this table we need to fetch data for two columns, that is passenger name and gender. Let's have a look at the query. Select passenger name, gender from flight semicolon. So you know select is the keyword that will be used as it is. Then what are the column names? Passenger name and gender. Then from, it is again a keyword. Flights, this is the table name and semicolon. Now let us run this query. So from the table flight, we have retrieved the data for two columns, passenger name and gender. Distinct keyword in SQL. The distinct keyword is used to remove duplicate values from the result set. It works only with select. Syntax of distinct. Select distinct column name from table name semicolon. So when we want that in the output, when we are retrieving the data of a table, we do not want duplicate entries in a column, then we use the distinct keyword, and it can be used only with the select command. Let's see an example of using distinct keyword in SQL on the CodeChef platform. So here is an example. Select distinct origin from flights. Here select, so it is the select command keyword. Then distinct, it is the distinct keyword. These two things will be used as it is. Origin, this is the name of the column for which we want only distinct values, no duplicate values. Then from, it will be used as it is, and flights, this is the table name from which we want to retrieve the data for column origin, and semicolon. Now let's see what's the task for us. Okay, so we have to simply write this query and see the output. Select distinct origin from flight semicolon. So we have discussed select, distinct, these will be used as it is. Then origin is the column name whose data we want to be displayed without duplicate records, from, and then the table name is flights, semicolon. Now let's run the query. Now here is the output. So we have got the data for column origin, and as you can see, there are no duplicate values here. All the values are distinct. Where clause in SQL. The where clause is used to filter records based on a condition. It controls which rows are displayed. Syntax of where: select column name from table name, where condition, semicolon. So the where clause is used to impose conditions on the basis of which we want to retrieve data from the records. Now let us go to the CodeChef platform and see how to use where clause in SQL. We have an example here. Select star from flights where origin is equal to Mumbai. So here select, it is the select command. Star means all. Select all the records from, then flights, it is the table name. Where, now this is the where clause that we are using to impose a condition on the data that will be displayed in the output. Now what's the condition? That only those records from table flight should be visible in which the value of column origin is Mumbai. Now let's see what's the task for us. Okay, so we just have to write this same query and check the output. Select star from flights where origin is equal to Mumbai in single inverted commas and semicolon. Let's run this query. So as you can see, we have got a table in the output, and in this table for column origin, all the values are Mumbai. So we have retrieved only those records for which the value of origin is Mumbai. Between operator in SQL. The between operator is used to filter values within a given range. It includes both boundary values, that means the starting and the ending values. Then syntax of between is select column name from table name, where, then column name, between keyword, value 1 and value 2, semicolon. So the between operator is used to retrieve the data between two values from a record or table. Why do we use between? It is used to filter salary ranges or filter date ranges or filter marks or age ranges. So these are simply three different applications of using the between operator, but we can use it for a variety of purposes where we want to retrieve data between any given range. Between makes queries shorter and cleaner. Now let us go to the CodeChef platform and see an example of how to use the between operator in SQL. So here we have an example. Select star from flights where passenger ID between 10001 and 10007, semicolon. Now let's see what is the task for us. Let us try the first example. Write a query to do the following. Output all entries from the table where passenger name between A and D. Okay, so from the table flights, we want to fetch record of only those passengers whose names start with anything between A and D. For that, we have this query. Select star from flights where passenger name between, then in single inverted comma A and single inverted comma D, semicolon. Now let us run this query. So we have got the records printed for passengers Anthony and Betty. This is how we use the between operator in SQL. That brings us to the end of today's video. If you have understood these concepts clearly, you are already on your way to writing professional SQL queries. Now your task is to practice writing select queries, combining distinct with where, and try between clause on numeric and date values on the CodeChef platform. I will see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep keep practicing these queries on the CodeChef platform. Thank you so much for watching.